One day in your building you might notice a small hairline crack, such as this one here. For example, this one is between the bathtub and the wall in a bathroom. And you might be thinking, well, let's caulk it or paint it over or whatever, remove the old caulk, because this is a source of water getting in here and it needs to be taken care of. And that might very well be the end of it, and that's good advice and good thinking if you're thinking that. Let's take care of it. But keep looking. This may not be the only crack that needs to be done. Look around, check your caulking elsewhere. So this may also, it's collecting dirt underneath, obviously. So this whole bathtub might need a recaulking if water is an issue, especially in your area where you live. But keep looking, you're not done yet. Yes, if you look around really thoroughly, you might find other spots to do. So once you open a can or tube of caulking, you can use it elsewhere. But keep looking. This will save you not only the paintbrush time, washing and cleaning everything, but if you find more cracks, you can, take care of all of them at once. But saving a little bit of time in housing maintenance and doing all of the deficiencies all at once is not the only point here. So keep looking for cracks. This one here happens to be starting at the door ledge here, halfway up the door frame, and if we go up you can see the crack is longer and maybe wider, if anything, and there's a little bit of hairline crack there in the drywall. This is next to the door frame on a bathroom door, is not so much of a water ingress issue, but you might want to do it together with the bathtub. Just do the two of them together. But we're not done. Keep looking. This may not be the only crack in your building. Now I can't remotely diagnose your building. You're gonna have to do your own looking and your own troubleshooting on this one. I turned the corner here, came out from this room, and this is a hallway, obviously, in a motel. There are other cracks on this building. For example, this one that seems to be starting somewhere up there and goes horizontally that way, turns a corner, comes down here, and gets wider or gets offset. So it's catching a nail here, as the crack is not flush anymore, it's offset. This is further in, this is further out. We're not done. Keep looking. Here in this area there are more cracks. Cracks in corners, like this one here, starts hairline and gets wider and wider. That's a drywall screw. As the building moves, the little bit of drywall mud popped off from that screw. It's not damage from visitors or tenants or residents or whatever. Neither is this crack a result of any kind of somebody slamming the door too hard. No. This crack probably continues vertically up beyond the ceiling tiles there. So this is a severe crack. And there are more of these. There's another one. I think you'd agree that's a sizable crack in width, which shouldn't be there. And another one, matching crack down there. Again, starts as a hairline crack and gets wider and wider. That's not normal. None of this is normal. This one here, same story repeats. I don't know, about 1/8 of an inch, about 3 millimeters wide at the widest point. And a matching one up there, and more cracks over here, and more cracks over there. So what's going on? This building is settling and moving. The building is moving in the direction of the cracks, so where it's a hairline crack, movement is little, where it's wider, movement is more. So this wall is either leaning out, the top part of it, above the windowsill, or the building could be rotating down or rotating up in different directions. And there's one more biggie crack here in this corner above this TV, which is interesting because it's separating the building this way, if it makes sense. Okay, moving this wall here that way. That's how this gap opens. There is a matching similar crack if I go at this door here. There are no cracks here. It looks fine. Maybe they masked it up, or probably there never was a crack there. When I'm talking about this crack here in this corner, if I stand here about, look at the direction of paint that is still adhering to the wall. I hope this makes sense, that the wall on the right side is moving out, leaning out away from the building. So this wall here is going that way, as well as parts of this wall with the crack between the window sills and the window headers are moving. This corner possibly moves down and rotates out away from the building. There are more cracks. If you keep looking, you might find more in your home. Hopefully not, but this is not just, oh, the paint dried this way or whatever. No. Again, starts as a hairline crack, continues, and this is a seam that's indicating movement of the building, either vertically or they might be rotating and shifting sideways. So the doors might be hard to open, windows might be hard to open. Don't fight them, keep looking for cracks, and such as this one around the door jamb. More cracks over here underneath the stairs. So keep looking for cracks. Your building might be doing the same thing, settling, moving, in this case heaving and moving with the permafrost. We're on the shores of Hudson Bay, and if I go out, it's going to be windy and rainy, but I'll show you that the building is built on permafrost, and as such permafrost moves quite unpredictably with the seasons. This corrugated blue sheet metal is covering up some screw jacks or some shoring the building is standing on. So the building does not have a foundation, does not go into the ground 1 inch whatsoever. It's on pads and on some screw jacks or some kind of jacks that kind of look like scaffolding components. I'll show you how they look like on another building. The buildings are made to be adjustable with the screw jacks, so they can compensate for the unpredictable movement of the permafrost. Here at this recently built public building, elements of this scaffold-like structure underneath the building is plainly visible. There are no footings and foundations here. Buildings are placed on top of the ground like so, on pads, treated lumber pads that are just nailed together like this. On the pads a screw jack is placed. The screw jack, of course, has a threaded component, and this nut can be turned either which way to raise and lower the height of the building. This part of the screw jack is supporting. So this is how these look like. This is one of the newer systems. They've started using this system, which uses a triangular bracing arrangement, only about 2 years ago. Previous systems include just a square grid pattern of these screw jacks, and even earlier systems use just piles that are pushed into the ground. Now, piles can also heave or sink depending on how the permafrost moves. A building does not move on the permafrost as one solid unit. That corner of the building might go up and rise up. That corner might sink, this might stay in place, and it's quite unpredictable. So that's how this one looks like. By adjusting these, say to it needs a laser plane, a tripod and a laser setup. It's a surveying thing, and a laser line or a level line needs to be created, or a flat plane, so that these can be raised to the same height and adjusted as needed. I don't know how frequently these get adjusted, but that's how this can be done. So I can't tell what causes the cracks in your particular building, but a little bit of drywall mud and a little bit of caulking and painting will help the moisture from migrating to places in the building where it condenses and then molding starts. So whether your building is adjustable or non-adjustable, a little bit of maintenance helps. It's not gonna fix the problem. Drywall mud and paint and fresh caulk is not gonna fix the cracks, not gonna eliminate the cause or deal with the cause, but it will help a bit. So like I said, I don't know what's causing cracks in your building, but these ones built in the high Arctic are built this way, the modern buildings.